This is your Fox 47 News Flash.
Welcome to your Fox 47 News Flash from the Digital Newsroom. I'm Chris Lewis, and these are the top stories that we're following. Polling stations across Michigan are gearing up for the primary elections today, but this election will look different than those in the past. Election workers are implementing cleaning tactics and social distancing for Election Day to curb the coronavirus. Lansing City Clerk Chris Swope said there will be about 3,000 voters who show up to the polls on Tuesday. In order to keep them safe, disposable masks will be offered to those who don't have one. Each voter will receive their own pen so they don't have to share with other voters. Election workers will wear face masks and face shields. Swope said that the voting booths will be spread at least 6 feet apart. He said, "We're going to have our election workers do their best to direct people to specific voting booths so that people are more spread out and so that in between voters, they can have an opportunity to wipe those down." Election workers will no longer scan a voter's driver's license. Instead, the voters will have to hold up their license and the worker will type their information in. There will be stations at the polls, including check-in, that won't allow for social distancing. The person that checks you in at the computer, they're going to have to be close enough so that they can see you holding up your ID. You're going to have to hand them the application to vote. According to Swope, 22,500 ballots were sent out and about 15,000 ballots were sent back. Looking at these numbers, Swope isn't expecting a large in-person voter turnout. Polls open Tuesday at 7 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. It's too late to mail in your absentee ballot, but voters can turn in absentee ballots in person. The ballots need to be turned in by 8 p.m. on Tuesday in order to count. There are 24-hour drop boxes for voters to turn in their ballots. Lansing School District was the first in the state to announce their students will begin fully remote learning to start the school year and have been listening to parents' concerns ever since. One of these concerns is how this remote learning will impact students with disabilities. When the Lansing School District's 10,000 students return for screen-to-screen instruction this fall, special education parents want to know if virtual learning will have their children falling behind. Kids with IEPs do navigate a different set of concerns. We're trying to be very mindful about that and trying to give each kid the support that they need, said Gabrielle Lawrence, president of the Lansing School District's Board of Education. Students with disabilities who receive individualized education plan or IEPs to assist them in the classroom will face a unique challenge. Lansing School Board President Gabrielle Lawrence says that's something they're paying close attention to. Each IEP that a child has, that a special education child has, you're exactly right. It's tailor-made to address what specifically that child needs. So ideally, our remote learning will be structured similarly, said Lawrence. Lawrence says that they will receive the one-on-one attention they need. They still have access to different staff members they need to work with. If they have special needs like speech therapy, they'll still have access to those resources. They'll just be doing it from home, said Lawrence. There will also be options for parents who work. The district is working very hard to put together some options for people who might need to bring their child to a different facility or have their child picked up and taken to a different facility because they need some form of childcare throughout the day, Lawrence said. Many school districts are choosing to start the school year virtually, as we just heard in Lansing, even if in-person instruction is allowed. Governor Gretchen Whitmer's closed schools in mid-March to stop the spread of COVID-19. Under her return to school roadmap, districts need to come up with plans for each phase of the MI Safe Start plan. It's been the hardest decision of my career thus far, said DeWitt Public School Superintendent John Dieter. Dieter didn't take the decision to start the school year virtually lightly. There's not a good option in this, he said. In-person instruction is allowed as long as the state remains in phase 4 of the MI Safe Start plan. Governor Whitmer said last week that a final decision wouldn't come until just before the school year started. Dieter said he couldn't wait that long. By making the decision now, it gives our staff time to focus on the remote instruction, and it gives our community time to make plans for their children, he said. Dieter said most families in the district would be comfortable sending their children back to school, but he also needs to keep staff members safe. Last year in DeWitt alone, we had over 15 people that were either regular or regular substitute employees that were over the age of 70. So we have a lot of concerns to try and manage as far as that goes, Dieter said. By starting the school year online, Dieter said it allows them to phase students back into the building instead of doing it all at once. Parents can choose to keep their students in online classes when in-person instruction begins. DeWitt Public Schools starts the school year on August 24th. Investigators are trying to figure out what started the fire that destroyed one of the greenhouses at Howe's Greenhouse and Flower Shop located in DeWitt Township. Firefighters got the call about the fire around 3 a.m. on Sunday. Fire officials had the fire under control a half hour later, but not in time to save the building. The coronavirus has changed all of our lives, and many people don't know where to turn for help. That's why Fox 47 News WSYM TV created Rebound Mid-Michigan. Everything you need to get back on track in one convenient place. From dealing with stress to unemployment to helping put food on your table, plus ways you can lend a hand to others in your community. Rebound Mid-Michigan. Everything you need to help you get through these difficult times. We may have fallen, but we will rebound together. Visit fox47news.com/rebound to learn more. Learn more about all of these and all Mid-Michigan's breaking news on fox47news.com.